It doesn't take a wildfire or a hurricane or even a zombie apocalypse for you to lose your home, all your stuff, everything. Northeast Ohio is perhaps one of the most stable places in the country when it comes to natural disasters. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be prepared to leave and stay out of your home in an emergency. We still get floods and tornadoes, heavy snows, and all of those can create lengthy power outages. And in the case of any emergency evacuation, time is of the essence.
This is considered what we call a go bag, that if you had to evacuate quickly, and you had some pre-warning, you can grab it and go.
John Garris with the Northeast Ohio chapter of the American Red Cross says you don't need anything fancy to prepare for the worst. You don't need anything expensive either. Just a good strong bag or plastic tote and a lot of things you probably already have around the house.
When people start, getting to the point where how do I start with my preparedness kit, I always go back to when COVID first hit and tell people, what couldn't you get, or what was the hardships that you personally saw, and what are the items you couldn't get or you really needed but you couldn't leave your home, the stores were closed.
Things like toilet paper, food, well, maybe not the Spam there, but soap and other basic hygiene products are a must. All things that make your life easier and make you feel normal when you don't have a home. And then there are things that you might not think you need, but could make a big difference.
People forget about having like a whistle to communicate if you're trapped in it or you're trying to find somebody, let them know what to do. One thing near to my heart is, if you have pets, one of the things we talk about people having an emergency kit, but having some items for our pets, a leash, a bowl, even having a picture with your animal in it.
Why would that be so important?
If your dog or cat isn't chipped, and they get displaced with them, that may be their ticket home.
Garris says an emergency kit needs to be tailored to individual and environmental needs. If you have special needs like medications or eyeglasses or live in a cold climate, you need extra blankets, socks, maybe even light thermal gear. A dry bag or sealable plastic bag that can hold things like passports and ID, an emergency credit card, or even a small amount of cash. He says you can digitize important documents and treasured pictures and put them on a portable hard drive or flash drive to bring along. And then there are things that you absolutely need to have. A first aid kit, plastic sheeting or large trash bags to keep out water, and in a pinch can be even used for temporary shelter, and also a really big roll of duct tape. But of all the things on this table, the water bag is perhaps the most important.
You can get hungry for a day. If you've ever watched the Survivor shows, they can get by for a while, but if they don't have water, things are going to start happening negatively for the body. So it's very important to have water.
Now, barring the complete collapse of everything from, say, a zombie apocalypse, supervolcano, or other movie-type disasters, Garris says a go bag can keep you going after an emergency evacuation for about 3 to 5 days. But what's in your bag is flexible, because what every person needs is flexible. But for most folks, a go bag with items can be put together before you need it to get you through until things stabilize. Because when there is an emergency, it's the very little things that can mean a whole lot.
You say, well, I'm never going to use that. And it's like, you don't know. You don't know what the situation is. And really the idea is to have enough stuff that you can, problem solve. It's like a MacGyver thing,
In Cleveland, Roosevelt Leftwich, Fox 8 News.